everyone. Welcome to the Time to Thrive podcast. We are here today with McKenzie and Ryan Leonard. We are so excited to have them on. We're going to talk about identity is our topic today. We have a game that we're going to do, get onto the questions, and just talk about everything. So we're super excited, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. I'll hand it over to Haelle.
Okay, so we're going to do a little icebreaker game. We're going to play Would You Rather, and I just have a couple questions we're going to discuss. They're fun. Okay, so the first one is, would you rather have a perfect memory or be able to forget anything you wanted to at will?
We're all answering
We
this?
can all answer, because we may have different answers.
Wait, say it again.
Would you rather have a perfect memory or be able to forget anything you wanted at will?
I forget stuff all the time.
That's
So
what I am.
I've already got that down
My
pat.
ADHD makes me forget. I forget little things. I can remember details from 5 years ago, but then I forget where I put my phone.
Yeah.
I'd probably say perfect memory.
Yeah, I
for
would
me,
want a
'cause
perfect
I've already got the other
memory, I
things
think.
handled. We're
I
good to
would
go.
not want a perfect memory.
Oh.
I would not want to remember all the terrible things in great
I
detail.
don't know. I feel like
That's
I'd want to
true.
be able to
That's
forget
true.
some things. I think
Yeah.
that's what I
I'd
would
rather
want.
keep my regular memory and then choose to forget embarrassing moments.
Yes.
That makes sense. No, that's
No,
good.
because sometimes I'll sit there and I'll be like, oh, why did I say that?
And it's stuff that's like not even recent. Cringe from
Years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
As a kid, I'll think
Mhm.
about things I said and did as a kid.
I feel like having a perfect memory though is just able to be like a comeback. I never know have like comebacks and stuff or be like, remember what you did 3 years ago, like in detail.
I'm just not a
Maybe
witty
I'm
person. I'm not.
I don't know. I'd be like a CIA agent and like try and memorize look at the digits and everything
like-
and have a perfect memory and be like, this guy looked like this is what his card number was. Like I could look at it and like
That'd
know
be good.
everything. Yeah. I would do that because I can't now. Okay.
Okay, next one. Would you rather wake up in Freaky Friday or Groundhog Day? I don't know.
I'd rather wake up Groundhog Day because I don't have to be in anybody else's body for the day because that just seems weird. But going over the day over and over again might get annoying.
I would do Freaky Friday.
Really?
It depends on who's the person.
But you can't pick.
Would it be my mom? Because it's the mom and the
could
daughter,
be.
right? Yeah, I'd be fine with
Imagine.
that. I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. say
I don't know. That's a rough
I'm
one.
kind of thinking Groundhog Day, kind of like what you said, but also
Is
I
Bill
would
Murray
hate
gonna be
that.
there?
Huh?
Is Bill Murray going to be there?
Sure.
Okay, we'll do that then. That sounds fun.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Would you rather give up social media or movies and TV forever?
Social media.
Social media.
We're
I don't-
big movie
I
people.
love movies.
Yeah, I don't care about social media.
I can just text people. I'm like, hey, what did you do yesterday?
The only reason why I still have a Facebook is because there's Marketplace and I can find stuff I
I'm the
don't need.
exact same
I can buy
way.
things I don't need.
I'm, the
Yeah.
exact- I'm never on Facebook except
No.
for Marketplace.
Well, my news does come through there. All the news pages I follow, I can get it all in one place. So it helps when I scroll through and look at the news. But even then, I don't have to keep up with the news because it's depressing.
Yeah.
I couldn't do without Pinterest though. Like that's where I get all my stuff. It's not even that no.
Well,
I don't even watch
books a
shows
lot.
and TV.
Oh, I always watch
I watch like
shows.
YouTube. Is YouTube considered?
That's social media.
Yeah, no. I'm giving up the.
I
no.
love my movies too much.
Is that all of them?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready.
So we're gonna move on, and just a little intro. We want to ask you guys, how did you two meet, and just give a little background on your relationship.
Blind date.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had certain like requirements for what I wanted out of a guy,
Yeah.
and my friends knew about it. And one of my friends worked with him, and she ended up setting up for us to go to Carowinds together because I love roller
Scarowinds.
coasters. Scarowinds.
Oh no.
Scarowinds. So I love roller coasters, and so we went down there, and I wasn't scared about anything but the fog machine.
Oh yeah,
Remember that?
that was
Oh.
hilarious.
Um,
We're walking down. We're in the middle of a dark section, and nothing else was scary. All of a sudden, the fog machine went off and spit fog out.
Well, it's loud too.
Yeah, and she jumped about 4 foot in the air.
Oh god.
It was, that was pretty funny.
Oh.
so and that was 2017.
Yeah.
So we've been together 7 years.
Oh.
It'll be 8 this October.
Oh,
Sounds right.
Wow.
So
Do y'all go back to Scarowinds as like a oh this was our
No.
first date? No.
No, I'm not.
No.
She loves Carowinds,
Uh-huh.
and I go down there twice a year maybe.
Yeah.
Aw.
But I don't. I've got better stuff to do than go walk around with 100,000 people and
Yeah.
sweat my butt off during the summer.
That's true.
And I'm not getting in that public pool, so it's
I
Yeah,
did that
no,
last
yeah,
summer.
I know.
I
Yeah.
love Carowinds.
we go every now and then.
Yeah. Didn't y'all get engaged? Was it engaged in Carowinds, or you're supposed to get
we were
engaged?
supposed to get engaged. Our engagement story kind of went off the rails.
I think I
a little
remember you
bit.
telling me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was just we were supposed to, but it was during COVID, and some
Mhm.
people that we were going with didn't have reservations.
Mhm.
So he's got the ring in his pocket, and we're driving to Carowinds, and I'm like, "How hard was it for y'all to get reservations?" And the people that were with us were like, "Reservations? What reservations?"
Mm.
And so I think he was panicking.
Yeah, detour.
So
Go somewhere else, I guess.
Then we tried.
We actually went. We went to the lights of the Speedway
Mhm.
because they always had that village set up. But it was during
Yeah.
COVID. They didn't have the stupid village
Yeah.
set up.
We went, I think, the year after COVID, and that you could only go out and use the restroom. And that
Yeah,
was
that's
it.
all I had, and I was like, "Well, this is not what I
We're
remember."
not doing it at a toilet.
So yeah. So then we jumped over to Village Park,
Mm.
and they had everything set up, and it was all
That's
open,
nice.
Yeah.
and it ended up working out
Mm.
pretty good there.
That's sweet.
Yeah, and
That's
it was really sweet
Mm.
because we took a picture in front of the big tree,
Mm.
and then that's when he asked me. So we got it all on like footage. So
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
it turned out perfect.
Yay.
That's good.
It made a good story.
It did.
Yeah.
Good.
Aww. Okay, so like Anna said, our questions are about identity, specifically in Christ-centered relationships. So I want to ask you guys, in what ways do you feel like you're growing and evolving spiritually as a couple, and what practices or habits have helped you in that journey?
That's a long one.
You
Yeah,
go
you
ahead.
can kind of break it up.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
want.
Yeah, you're good.
So as far as like growing and evolving, when we met, I was in high school, and you were in college,
Yeah.
and so we weren't very strong in our faith at the time, and we talked about it, and that was going to be a priority for us as a couple. So our first choice was to find a church that we thought we could both get something out of, because he was going to a different church at the time, and I was going to a different church. We didn't go together, and we didn't like each other's churches.
Yeah.
So we started looking, and we ended up here with his family trying it out right after I graduated that year.
Yeah,
So
that was we visited the first Sunday that Dean preached before he got voted in.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
it was a really good
we-
like,
we-
transition.
we kept coming back because they were talking about he was going to get voted in. Basically, he's like, I already got it in the bag, so there's just like a little
Yeah.
mini trial run before that. You know how it is.
Yeah.
And we ended up. I really liked Dean's preaching style.
Yeah.
As much as ADHD as he is, it kept me entertained because you could bounce around. I like those little
Yeah.
stories and everything. So I didn't want to sit there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even though if you look, he's probably still doing that. Isn't he?
That's the person he talks about when, okay guys,
no,
wake up.
that would be my father.
Oh
I'm
no.
just telling all the truth.
Yeah, we'll throw him out there. I'll hear about that later. But yeah, I mean, we really liked Dean in the church, and everybody was welcoming and whatnot. So we're like, we'll just hang out for a little while and try it.
Yeah.
And here we are. So
Yeah, and it was important for us to find a church that valued family, and they definitely do that. And then Dean being involved in education, that was my field. That's what I wanted to go into, and I really loved that. And then there was a lot of places for us to serve and get involved, and I think that's really helped us grow both together and in our faith.
Yeah.
So,
That's really good.
That's good.
Yeah.
do you have anything?
no, it sounded perfect to me.
It did sound perfect. You did great.
I like it when he agrees with me.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so the next question that we have is, in what ways do you feel like you've had to sacrifice your personal identity for the sake of your relationship or marriage?
We were talking about this on the way over here actually
Okay,
a little
that's
bit.
great.
I mean, a lot of people, it feels like when they get into relationships, they feel like they have to sacrifice a lot to be with a person as far as how they are individually. But for us, I mean, it really ain't been terrible. I mean, you got hobbies are a lot of we do spend a lot of time in each other's hobbies and learning different things and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, I mean, we pretty much just. I mean, I'm pretty nonchalant and whatever. I'm go with the flow. And then Miss Bossy over here, it just kind of worked out pretty good. So we just kind of just worked out together. I mean, I don't feel like we had to sacrifice a whole lot to maintain the relationship.
Yeah.
And on the way over here, we talked about we're still very new in marriage. I mean, a lot of people that have been together for 30 years will say we're like honeymooners, kind of, because we've only been together for married 3.
Feels like 30, but yeah.
But we did have a lot of the same likes and dislikes, and we did want to get to know each other's hobbies better and each other's likes better. And the stuff that he liked, I wanted to learn about so that I could understand him better.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, like, I love crafts. I love making things. He never had to step foot into Michael's before he met me. And he has
Or a
learned
Hobby
where
Lobby. I'm
everything
like,
is.
I don't need anything in there.
So, like, he showed interest in stuff I liked,
Yeah.
which helped.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to sacrifice too much. I mean, with marriage, you do have to put the other first. I mean, that is what love is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, where to eat, that is like the argument I think everybody has in any
Yeah.
relationship ever.
Yeah, it don't matter
But
how old you are, how new your relationship is. It's always where you want to eat. I don't know.
Oh,
Where you want to eat? I
gosh.
don't know.
yeah, so
That's when you have like a jar. And it's like,
You
let's
should
pull
do that.
one.
I don't-
But
you
then
know,
it's like, yeah, no, we both don't want this. Let's
Yeah.
put it
he would
in
rig
this.
it. He would put like 6 Mexican restaurants in there, and then
Oh,
I'm
God.
always down for Mexican, so it's
Yeah.
good.
Oh
So
my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I hear a lot of people when they talk about identity. It's also like the submission part. When you hear a lot of people talk about submission, they have like this totally different idea of what submission. They're like, well, I'm not going to submit, or I don't want somebody over me, or I don't want. And as a Christian, you get a totally different point of view of identity in a relationship and marriage. I'm not married, but like in a relationship, even with family and friends, even with relationships like dating, going into that as a Christian, you already know like where your identity is found, like you personally, like it's found in Christ. And then coming into a relationship, having that same person who's on the same basis of we are in a relationship and we are seeking the Lord, like in marriage, I'm sure it definitely, when you're both on the same page, like you said, y'all agreed on a lot of the things, disagreed on a lot of things. I'm sure that makes it a lot smoother, would you say? Kind of.
yeah, it definitely makes a big difference when you actually. I don't want to. I'm trying to think of the right word for it. When you gotta make sure you match.
Yeah.
With values especially.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't have to be on every single little thing because we do
Yeah.
disagree on some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, but anything from the ideas on the church to anything politically to hobbies in general or any all that kind of stuff. I mean, we're all pretty much on the same page. I mean, I wouldn't want to marry myself and have that, and I'm glad she's a different person. But it does make a difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting to know the person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And understanding how you want to operate in a relationship before you do that.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we don't have children yet, but when you bring children into a marriage, I mean, it just makes things a lot easier if you already agree on a lot of that stuff and you talk about that stuff before it's here. And so, like, how you're going to raise them. When you're both Christians and you both believe in following Jesus, then you want to raise your children that way. So those are conversations we had before we got engaged, before we got married.
Yeah, and when you have like a little teenage daughter that's like, Mommy, Mom, it's like me and Dad agree on the same thing. Like it is not
You
going to
cannot
change.
go and ask him.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not go ask your mother. It's, you're gonna get the same answer either way. It don't matter.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, and then, how do you prioritize your individuality and uniqueness within the context of Christian marriage?
So, for us, we do have our own spaces where we can go and do our own things, which helps us be individual. We do have friends that we can go see and things we can go do without each other, which helps us still be us.
Yeah.
But, do you have?
No, I don't know.
I think like when we talk about like individuality and uniqueness, I think you can add on to this too. Like, I don't know, when we think identity, I think we think like just us personally, but then when you are in marriage, it's like you're one now, like you,
But
so
you're
I'm
still
sure
two
that's,
people.
Yeah.
So I think balancing that.
I mean, operating as a unit versus operating as an individual, you still got to do it all.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure like communication and all of the, like that's
Communication is key.
I think
they always say that,
Yes.
but it makes a difference.
Yeah, definitely. And is communication our next episode?
It is.
Yeah, we're doing the next one. I'm like, oh, this is going to be an easy one. Like, this is fine. And then I'm doing more research on, like, oh, what is communication
Mhm.
actually? What is it in a relationship? Like when you both, even when you both have your identity in Christ, it's still these other things that it's like, yes, we have our identity in Christ, but we still have to work on communication. Like there's still things to work on. There's still ways to grow. But like I can't imagine like going into a relationship or going into hard things in life when, you know, hard things come up in your marriage and you aren't like agreeing on the same thing. Like I can't imagine like the struggle that brings onto a marriage. But yeah, I was looking at communication and stuff like that, and I was like, oof, like this is not what I thought communication
It's
was, like
deeper than you
having a
think it is,
conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And see,
yeah.
I love to help people and I love to do whatever I can and get involved in whatever ways. But I had to learn not to also volunteer him.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was a big thing.
that's-
Hey, I signed you up for this week, and
No,
I'm like,
that's- yeah.
what? Why?
Yeah, especially with like we have our own business, so scheduling's difficult.
Mm.
So I'd be like, oh hey, Saturday we're doing blah 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 blah, and he's like, no, we're not. I'm working.
Yeah.
You're gonna be by
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So I've learned to be
Yeah.
like, I will ask Ryan and then let you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm sure
So-
like y'all get to know each other. Like, you know how they say, like you said, 30 years of marriage. It's like, but then I'm sure they can be like, well, I still am getting to know every day new stuff about so and so.
I've heard that.
No, I've got her pegged.
Oh, really? Really?
He's really good.
Well, how did you-
I surprise her every now, and she's like, I didn't know you knew that. And I'm like, I know more than you think I know.
Oh.
That's sweet.
That's why I need, going back to the game, that's why I need perfect memory, because I cannot remember anything.
She forgot my
At
birthday
all.
last year.
I have it in my calendar this year. It's coming up. Don't ask me the day, but it's coming up. Ooh, oh,
It's okay. That's
Yeah.
why we're still friends.
Yes.
Opposites definitely attract.
Yes,
That's
definitely,
funny.
definitely. Right. Do y'all have anything else to add about identity or anything? And I know y'all said y'all are new to marriage, but in 3 years, hey, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
new-ish,
still a long
new-ish.
Yeah,
time.
no, I consider that. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, she ain't killed me yet, so I mean, we're doing pretty good.
Oh
I
my.
think.
For like to a new
Aw.
couple, like say they're engaged, saying they're about to get into marriage, what is something maybe to do with identity or even something else that you would like to encourage them? Be like, just to FYI, you know, when you get into marriage, this is something that helped us. Let me give you this tidbit. I know it's not on here,
Yeah,
but like a little bit.
I mean, definitely talking
Mhm.
talking about
The communication
yourself,
point.
There we
what
go.
you value,
Yeah.
what's part of your identity, and why it's
Mhm.
important to you is,
Yeah.
is something you should share with your partner.
Yeah, definitely.
And then like ways that you need support or think you want support, having those
Mhm.
conversations already,
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, men in general, we don't pick up on half that stuff. I mean, I tell her, you got to tell me straight up, right? It's
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay attention.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I need English, plain English, no fancy words. The shorter the sentence, the better.
Yeah.
But get your point across, and then
Yeah.
okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Even though you may have alluded to it 3 times in the last hour.
True.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And you do become one when you're married,
Mhm.
but taking time to do stuff for yourself that you
Mhm.
enjoy, that you that you like, that helps you be you,
Mhm.
still having time and space to do that.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
That's really good.
Especially when you get in arguments and you can go to your spot and they go to their spot
Yes.
and cool down and then come back
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
and have that good communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the phrase that it says, oh gosh, I'm going to forget it now. It's like, if you don't express and tell me what is wrong, the person's never going to know how to help you. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't say, I need you to help me with this, or I need you, I'm struggling with this, help me in this way. If you're not specific, they're not going to know how to help you, or they're going to help you in the way that they think.
And sound
Mhm.
like
That
the
they
right
can.
way.
Yeah, exactly. So communication, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think so.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
You're
y'all. Yeah, this was good. I like having, I say this on every single podcast, and I say this on every single podcast, but it's nice, like, when we've interviewed women in here before, and then we interviewed Dean and Laura Jane, and hearing, like, their stories and hearing what they're going through, and talking about, like, the different topics that we have about marriage. I'm not married yet. Haley's not married yet. And so it's encouraging when we go in our church and we see people, oh, I've had a brief conversation with them about this topic. And then it's like, oh, maybe like when we do get married or we're struggling, it's like we know someone who we've communicated this with and how they're going through this, they've been through this, they can give godly wisdom. So it's encouraging when people are able to sit down and, you know, share it with, because we're learning, we're babies. So like,
Yeah.
it's nice. I love
Yeah.
I
We're
love
not
being
that
able to
much
do that.
older, so
How old are y'all?
I'm 25.
26.
Oh. I'm only 4 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
26.
think that's
Why?
something that people don't know
Yeah.
is that we are younger. I don't think we look it.
We were in the store the other day and somebody thought I was her dad's brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
We were
Anyway.
we were debating on whether or not I looked that old or he looked that young, but I think the gray hair gave it away.
Oh no.
So
oh, no.
I always get I look way older than I am.
Okay.
And he
but
was,
also the way you act too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the act.
The way you
that is
talk,
what I
too.
I
say.
ain't
the
like
way
all
you
these other
present
18-year-olds
yourself.
out here that running around.
Oh
my
no.
gosh.
Oh.
Oh, no. But yeah, so we really appreciate it. I love
Yeah,
having
you're welcome.
conversations like that.
we were happy then.
Do you wanna finish?
I'll let you do
Okay.
it. I'll let you do
That's
it.
all the time we have for today, but we're so glad that you joined us. And be sure to like and subscribe and comment below and check out our social media pages. And we will catch you on our next episode.
Bye.
Bye.